All right, so get ready because today we're diving into some seriously murky waters.
Mm.
And you know how much we love to unpack complex situations here.
Right.
And you specifically asked for this one. You wanted us to take a look at all this drama surrounding Bad Bunny, Kendall Jenner, and Annual AA.
Lots of drama.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like a whole web of accusations and celebrity relationships and like
And music.
a good old-fashioned diss track that has everyone talking.
Exactly. And I think what's so interesting about this whole thing is how it kind of, it really touches on how obsessed our culture is with celebrity gossip.
Totally.
But it also brings up some important questions about, power dynamics in relationships.
Yeah.
Toxic behavior.
For sure.
And this whole idea of the court of public opinion and how that plays out.
Definitely. Okay, so before we even get into Annual AA's accusations, we need to set the scene here.
Right.
This all kind of goes back to those serious allegations against Puff Daddy, right?
Absolutely. Puff Daddy,
Yeah.
Formerly P. Diddy,
Right.
was recently arrested.
Yeah.
Following some accusations of abuse and exploitation from his ex, Cassie Ventura.
Yeah.
And these are serious allegations
They're huge.
spanning over a decade of their relationship.
And just to be clear for everyone, these aren't just, rumors we see in the tabloids.
Right.
These are serious legal accusations.
Yes.
So, what could Puff Daddy actually be facing here legally?
Potentially criminal charges.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if these accusations from Cassie Ventura are proven true,
Yeah.
this could mean serious legal consequences for Puff Daddy,
Okay.
including prison time.
Wow.
But it is very important to remember,
Yes.
he is innocent until proven guilty
Of course.
in a court of law, and this whole legal process is ongoing.
Right. So we have this very public and serious legal situation with Puff Daddy.
Right.
And then Annual AA drops this bombshell in his song Toki,
Yeah.
seemingly comparing Puff and Cassie's situation
Yeah.
to Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner.
Exactly. So he uses a tiradera, which is basically like a diss track
Yeah.
in reggaeton music,
Uh-huh.
to make a very bold statement.
Yeah.
And, it's not uncommon for artists to use these types of tracks to address conflicts or to call out rivals.
Yes. Kind of like their way of,
In the industry.
yeah, it's like their way of clapping back publicly,
Exactly.
but with music.
Yes. And it's important to remember, too, that, these tiraderas,
Mm-hmm.
they're not just about throwing shade.
Yeah.
They can have,
Real world.
real world implications.
Yeah.
And even ignite feuds between artists.
Totally. It's like a public forum, but with a beat.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And in this case,
Yeah.
Annual AA uses this platform to draw a direct line
Wow.
between these two
Aren't
seemingly
related.
unrelated couples.
Yeah.
Puff Daddy and Cassie Ventura
Yeah.
and Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner.
Okay, so he's not exactly being subtle here.
Yeah.
He's making a statement.
He is.
And I think it's really important for everyone listening to hear the exact lyric that has everyone talking. So this is from Annual AA's song Toki.
Mm-hmm.
He says, Kendall dejó a Bad por lo mismo que Cassie a Diddy.
Which translates to Kendall left Bad for the same reason Cassie left Diddy.
Wow. Okay.
So he's directly correlating the reasons behind these two high-profile breakups.
Right.
And given what we know about Puff Daddy's situation,
Yeah.
it's a loaded statement.
It's very loaded. I mean, he's basically dropping a major clue here.
Right.
Or at least trying to stir the pot.
Yeah.
But as much as we love a good theory here,
Right.
we have to remember that a line in a song
Yeah.
doesn't exactly make it a news report.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
It's so important to remember the difference between artistic expression,
Yeah.
which, often uses metaphors and exaggeration,
Totally.
and, actual concrete evidence.
Yeah.
Annual AA's lyrics are definitely attention-grabbing.
Yeah.
But they're not grounds for
Yeah.
assuming guilt on Bad Bunny's part.
For sure. And it's not like Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner were hiding their relationship or anything.
Yes. Exactly.
They were very publicly a couple
Right. It was very public.
for a while. So
Yeah.
if there were some serious issues, you would think something would come out before this, right?
That's a really important point.
Yeah.
Their relationship was so public, and we haven't heard any accusations
Right.
of any wrongdoing from Kendall Jenner
At all.
during the relationship or after.
Yeah.
And, that doesn't necessarily invalidate Annual AA's words,
Right.
but it does underline the need to be cautious
Yeah.
before we jump to any conclusion.
Yeah, it just feels a little irresponsible to speculate on such a sensitive subject just based on one lyric, even
Agreed.
if it's from a well-known artist.
And I think this brings up a bigger question
Yeah.
about how we as like consumers of news and information,
especially now with social media.
especially in the age of social media. How do we navigate these like tricky situations where you have accusations, you have these really strong opinions, but we often don't have all the full context.
Yeah, it's like that saying, like, don't believe everything you read on the internet, but like amplified.
Totally.
Because it's like the court of public opinion is so quick and it can be so brutal.
Yeah, and it can be really hard to separate genuine concern from just like a thirst for drama.
Oh, totally.
And that's especially true when it comes to celebrities. It's like we have this tendency to project our own interpretations, our own biases onto these public figures, and we forget that they're
human.
Real people with real lives and real emotions behind all the headlines.
It's so true. It's like we forget there's an actual human being behind that persona. And it's easy to get caught up in that too.
Oh, totally.
Like it's so easy.
It is.
Yeah.
But, you know, this really highlights the importance of media literacy.
Yeah.
And like taking a step back for a second.
Oh, sure.
And asking ourselves like, okay, what do we actually know here? And what are we just assuming?
Yeah.
Because something might sound really convincing.
Totally.
Or it might fit into, you know, what we already think.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Yeah, for sure. It's about being like a discerning consumer of information.
Yes.
Which is difficult these days.
It's hard.
Especially when we're constantly bombarded
with like headlines
and social media.
And everyone's got an opinion.
It's very easy to get swept up in all of that.
It is.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the end of the day, it's important to remember that there are real people involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Real lives at stake.
Yeah.
False accusations can be devastating, not just for the person being accused, but also for real victims.
Of course.
Who might be less likely to come forward.
Right, because they're afraid.
Exactly, for fear of not being believed.
It's such a tough situation.
It is. It's this delicate balance.
Yeah.
We need to hold people accountable.
Of course.
For their actions.
Yes.
But we also can't let you know. Speculation and rumors dictate how we see things, how we view these situations.
Exactly. So, like, with this whole Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner thing, where do we even go from here?
Right.
Like, what can we as, like, engaged listeners and, you know, critical thinkers, what can we take away from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway here is that we have to approach these situations with nuance.
Okay.
With a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to be curious.
Of course.
It's good to, you know, engage in discussions.
For sure.
But we have to remember that words have power. And, you know, prioritize being fair and accurate. Over just, like, sensationalizing things.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, let's all just keep in mind that even though celebrity gossip can be entertaining, it's essential to remember the human element in all of this.
Absolutely. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, beyond all the headlines and the drama, this is a good reminder about, you know, media literacy, responsible discussions, and just thinking critically.
Yeah.
Especially now when we're just like overloaded with information all the time.
Totally. So it's a good reminder that we all play a part in how we talk about these things and how we consume information and how we share it.
Exactly.
So on that note, we'll leave you with that thought.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive and, you know.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Stay curious, stay informed, but most importantly,
stay thoughtful.
Stay thoughtful.